I only know the German Shepherd is the German Shepherd. So you know, I love animals, and I think there's something we can do to eliminate the killing of you know, dogs, cats. If we start working with the residents of Moreno Valley, I know that some of you, let me tell you that a lot of the residents, they don't know that they can actually adopt a pet. We need to spread out the word. We need to reach out to the community. We need to let them know what's going on. And let me tell you that my goal will be to work on that issue, try to eliminate the killing, and you know, work with you guys. And let me tell you, had the little dog, white dog, I don't know, probably my son is here. He probably knows the name for what it's called. That poor little dog, one day walked into my restaurant through the patio, started running around the dining area. So we started chasing it, and then one of my nephews had the brightest idea to call my son. Hey, there's a little puppy inside the restaurant. So my son he was at my house. He goes rushing to the restaurant. He's like, "Can we keep it?" So no collar, of course. So we decided to okay, let's wait to see if the owner pops up. I mean, poor little dog. He was running around with a broken leg. So we took care of him, of the dog. My son took it to the vet to get treatment, and he was trying to do the legal process so that we could keep it. At the end, I mean, the owner didn't show up, so we even put a announcement at the restaurant. No one claimed it, so we kept it. Thank you.
Thank you, Nora.
Same question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, so I think we probably need to have a few more adopt-a-pet days. I don't believe in killing dogs and killing animals. It's not their fault that they're strays. It's not their fault that people don't want them. So I don't believe you should kill them. My husband will tell you we have a mutual family dog by the name of Trouble. We got him. He was a mutt that was brought to us. He was a runt out of the batch. And before that, I could tell you I didn't like dogs at all. I would look at him and be like, no, it's okay, you keep them over there. But Trouble is a viable member of our family now, and that's what's opened my heart to dogs. Now, my husband will not let me get a new dog, but the way I feel is we can advertise, hey, adopt a pet days. Maybe we offer discounts, get a free pet. Have we even considered something such as foster homes for some of these pets? Because when you have foster homes for them, sometimes the foster families eventually end up taking them in and adopting them. So we shouldn't necessarily just think, okay, well, they're at the end. You need to advertise more. You need to go out there more. There are lots of people that want pets or need pets. I know a lot of elderly out here live by themselves sometimes, and they feel lonely. And the simple joy of a little dog next to them or a dog at all not only makes them feel secure, but also makes them feel like they have someone else at the home with them. So maybe we go there and we go, a senior gets a pet or something like that. You know, we have plenty of people, and if what you're thinking is, well, how are they going to walk it? There are plenty of people you can call to come walk a dog. The Boy Scouts will do it. I know Girl Scouts will come out and do it. So there's things like that you can do. So it's not necessarily thinking of it like, okay, it's either this or that. We just have to come up with new ideas to tell people, hey, these animals are out here. Hey, these cats are still here. Hey, you know, come over here. Matter of fact, we'll spray, we'll neuter them. Just come out and adopt them. My neighbor next door, she does it all the time. She just picked up one that was free, and she's actually pretty vicious, I think. But my neighbor says she wouldn't harm anybody. Her name is Tinkerbell. But that's what she does. She goes to shelters and she finds the dogs that are nearing the end, and she just goes, you know what? I'll take them. I'll take it. Don't worry. How long have they been here? I'll take it. So those are the things, and those are the people you need to look for, and the different ideas we need to come up with so we can get these pets off of the kill list, essentially, you know. And that's basically, those are some of the ideas I think we can all put together collaboratively.
Thank you, Ms. Burton. Ms. Bernard. Commissioner Baker, same question, sir. What would you do to deal with the kill situation at our animal shelter here in Moreno Valley?
Very good, thank you, sir. This is a good question. I'm glad it came up, and everything has been well said, but most of the things that were said, we already know already. But my thing is, let's put something into action here, okay? I've been the Park Recreation Commissioner for many years now, and at a lot of the park events we have the animal shelter bring dogs and cats out, and we have them on display there. Well, we have a lot of people there, and we have a lot of adoptions that way. That's one thing we've done. Louder? Louder, please. Oh, okay, sorry, thank you. As Park and Recreation Commissioner, I have seen a lot of times we have events around town where we have a lot of people, and we have the animal shelter come out and bring a few animals out there, and they're sold the same day. That's a good way of doing it. One way of doing it. There are other things you can do also, but anytime we have a group of people, I'm thinking have an animal shelter come out there and have a few animals displayed, and let that be a way of stop the kill situation. No one here, I don't think, likes the animals killed. You know, I'm an animal lover myself. I've got 2 dogs at home, one white one. And one Tinkerbell. so anyway, we want to do something more. And again, my thing is, I go to the resources. I go to the people that have or might have some type of idea. I'll bring it to you. Come together, sit down, and between all these people here, somebody has some good ideas that we can take back to the city council or take back even to the commission and find a better way of doing it or more ways of doing it. Again, accessibility, collaboration, and performance. The collaboration is find out what the heck we can do to stop this situation. Well, we need more people involved so we can get it done. More ideas, more brainstorming, more heartfelt empathy towards these animals. We can do that, but we need more people, not just a few, not just 1 or 2. Anybody can come up here and tap dance and make it all smooth. We don't need that. We need results, and that's what I'm all about. And that's why I want you to vote for Commissioner Baker on June 6th.
Ms. Bernard, little is being done to enforce the Brown Act ethics violations. Do you think this is responsible government, and how would you change this if you do not?
No, it's not responsible government. I believe that we all should be held accountable, because when people aren't held accountable, they continue to do the same thing over and over again because they feel like what? No one's going to tell me anything. No one's going to do anything. So we need to enforce it. And it needs to come from an example at City Hall and government where we need to say enough is enough. We have these executives, right? We pay them this money. They're supposed to make sure that we're following ethics rules at times. Ordinances are being followed. But who's supposed to ensure that they follow those? Isn't it the responsibility of city council to say, hey, this rule isn't being enforced? Maybe we should, because they should be all held to the same standard as they would hold us and you and me too. Because if I was doing something unethical, I would want someone to hold me accountable for it and get it enforced. So we need to make sure that those people understand you can't just allow these things to happen and not address them. For too long, things are happening and not being addressed, so now it's the norm. And when something becomes the norm, trying to change the culture becomes a problem. So what we're trying to ask them to do is enforce something that for a long time has been the norm. I guess I can say as city council, some of the things that I've seen, I don't appreciate it, and maybe someone needs to openly say that out loud. Maybe someone needs to openly say that has a vote that goes, hey, this isn't going to work. Because apparently when some of you guys bring it up, when we bring it up, we're just regular people to them, so they don't care. So maybe we need to have that conversation with the government and say, this is what we expect and this is what we think should happen, and you guys need to act upon that. Stop letting things slide under the wayside. That's why they're doing that to us, because we keep letting things slide, or we get weary, we get tired, we give up the fight. So they say, you know what, we'll just keep pushing it under the table, and eventually they'll get tired and they'll forget. So yeah, we do have to be annoying. We do have to keep saying no, do this, do that. So as far as I'm concerned, that's how you handle that. You have to be persistent. It's probably more or less what I'm trying to say. Because we can verbally say it, but if we verbally say it and drop it, you have to continue to be persistent. I know what many of you are thinking. We have been persistent. They're still not listening. Maybe there aren't enough of us being persistent with us. Maybe it's the same 3 or 4 being persistent with them, telling them to deliver, telling them to do it. And maybe it's no longer just 3 or 4. Maybe we need to have another 15 to 20 people do it.
Thank you. To do that same question, little is being done on the city staff to enforce the Brown Act ethics violation. Do you think it's responsible? And if you do not, what are your ideas on combating this?
Well, as a business person, I know about ethics. And I do believe in checks and balances. I know that some individuals, they think and they believe they are above the law. We are not. No one is above the law. And as elected officials, we have a duty to represent the residents of Moreno Valley on their best interest.
Speak up, sir.
Okay. As an elected official, it's our duty to represent the residents of Moreno Valley in their best interest. Not on mine, not on my buddies here. It's on your interest. Why? Because you guys are taxpayers. You guys are pretty much funding the city, funding the government. And I believe that if someone thinks that that person is above the law, we should go after that person.
So how would you do that?
Well,
What actions would you take?
We have the power to recall elected officials. And it's been done in the past, and we need to work together as a team and prevent those issues from happening. But I guess some of us, we should sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Because some of us, we don't care. But we need to be more active. We need to get involved. So that way we know what's going on. That way we know when to take action and take care of the problem.
Thank you. Commissioner Baker, same question. Little is being done to enforce the Brown Act ethics violations. Do you think this is responsible government? How would you change it if you do not?
Number one, hope I can get all these questions answered here. Number one, if you're political, in the political field, you shouldn't have a conflict with ethics. If you have some kind of a problem in the past or whatever, it's kind of hard for you to get there in. Can you hear me back there?
You gotta speak louder.
Okay. You gotta move up a little bit. What I was saying is, if you're in a political field, you shouldn't have a problem with ethics. As commissioner for the city for Moreno Valley for the last 10 years, we have to have ethics training every, I think it's 2 years now, 2 or 3 years. And we need, it's 2 years? Thank you. Every 2 years, ethics training. In fact, I'm due to go again. This teaches us the Brown Act and all the aspects of the Brown Act and how to conduct ourselves, what to do, what not to do, what's illegal, what's not legal, how to conduct meetings, how to have 2 people together instead of 3 or whatever, all the different aspects of the Brown Act. The second part of your question, what was?
Do you think it's responsible? Do you think that's responsible governance? And if it is not, what would you do to change it?
Responsible government. Responsible government. Responsible to the people. You gotta be responsible to the people. Folks, we have a government here and we all know the rules there. It's a government, it's for the people, by the people. By the people, for the people, whatever it is. But we need to go ahead and adhere to what was already established by the forefathers, they call them. We need to go ahead and do what was right. It was set up properly, and to do it step by step and make sure what is already been set up, make it go forward. We can't continue this slip side one way, slip side the other way, try to be diverted. We have too much already. And the best thing we can do is get the right officials in office in the first place. Right? get the right officials, learn how to, scrutinize your elected officials before they get into office. We've had that a lot in Moreno Valley here. We've got to quit doing that, putting the wrong folks in office. Well, I'm not going to go that way, but we need to learn how to just make sure we scrutinize our people that are going to office, city council, wherever it is, make sure there's no pass so that problem won't come up. Everybody has a pass, everybody has problems, I understand that, but if you're going to go to city council office or something like that, make sure you're pretty well clean. People say, I'm clean. They say, well, thank you, I don't have those problems to deal with. I've never been in jail in my life, never smoked anything, never did this, never did that. You know, I'm pretty clean. Some people say I make Mickey Mouse look like Jack the Ripper. But I live my life like this.